Well, hello, my name is Katie, also known as Katie B Hair, and today I'm going to show you guys how to do glam waves. As you can see, this is my beautiful hair, rough, just on its own, being nice and raw. What I'm going to show you first is how easy we can make this using Rusk's new styling products. And we just need a few products to get this job done. So the products that I'm going to be using today are going to be finishing cream. Finishing cream is going to help fight away any of those flyaways, the frizziness. It's going to help hydrate the curls when I put it through. Then I am going to use, hands down my favorite, it is the brushable hairspray. So the brushable hairspray, it's buildable. And what I'm going to be able to do is after I curl, I'll spray, I'll brush, I'll really show you guys how you can really build it up. And those are the two products that I'm going to use today. Then the tool I'm going to be using is the Rusk curling iron. I love this curling iron because you can see how long the barrel is. So if you have long hair, it can handle the job. And then it has the nice heat settings. The favorite thing on here as well is the heat setting does not go above 430 degrees because I know too many of you are out there frying off your hair. So Rusk has made sure that you're not going to be able to do that. Then we're going to be using a simple clip right here. Then for brush out, this is very important. We're going to use a boar bristle brush. Do not use just like your normal comb like this because it will cause separation of the curls. We're wanting glam, so we want a nice and soft brush out. So those are the tools we're going to start. So first off, with glam waves, I like to make sure we have our part set. I prefer to have a side part when it comes to glam. When you think of those Hollywood Scarlets on the red carpet, they have that glam going on. However, we are doing more of a softer glam that you can wear every day on the street. So we're just gonna take our little pinky. I'm gonna give myself just a nice little soft side part right here. And then that is gonna be my guide for how I'm gonna section out everything. Now I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna brush out with the boar bristle, but I'm gonna have my detangling brush and we're gonna brush through all of my hair first. Now, I have protected my hair. I shampooed and washed it with Rusk's Color RX shampoo, and I used the 2-minute hair mask to get my hair nice and ready. And then when I blow dried it, I just used the anti-frizz serum, so my hair is ready and prepped to go. So let's keep this easy and let's keep it sweet. So we're gonna work with 2 sections. We're gonna have first our top crown section. So take your hands, place it over, it's our crown section. So come through and section it. I always like to have sectioning easy, don't complicate it. When you start complicating it, then you get overwhelmed and you just can't handle it. So let's keep it nice and easy. I like to section off this guy right here. Take our little clip through. Easy peasy. Take your parting finger, part all the way to the back, and section left to right. Now these guys might get in my way a little bit, so let's get those ends clipped out. The ends, because my hair's like a medium length, but I like to make sure I get these ends clipped out of the way because they like to play in the curling iron, and we do not need that today. All right, so we are nice and set. So what I'm gonna first show you guys is how we're gonna curl. So as we curl our hair around the curling iron, we want to flat wrap it. What does that mean? Is when our hair, pretend my fingers are the curling iron, is going around the curling iron, we want it to be flat. We don't want it to get like twisted around the curling iron. The flat wrap is gonna help with that glam curl, okay? Now, we're gonna first start on our left side and work to right side. Then we're gonna drop down the section. We're gonna start curling. I'm gonna grab my section right here, and I am taking the same size as my curling iron barrel. So see how wide that is? That is how wide my section is going to be on my head. We're gonna take this, and you can either use a towel to put it underneath, or just clamp it like that, and we're gonna warm it up, and we're gonna start at the root, okay? And we're gonna clamp, and we're just gonna slowly walk the curling iron down that hair strand. And then we wanna make sure we get those ends in Nice and good. We don't want to leave those ends out. This is a glam look, so it needs to be polished, and getting those ends in is very important. Now, when I remove the curling iron, I'm going to tap, tap, tap with the clamp and slowly pull it down. How do I know when it's ready? Hold and touch. Once it's too hot to touch, it's too hot for your hair. So clamp, clamp, clamp. See, tap, 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 all the way down, and let it stay curled, okay? Put this guy here. Now we're gonna come back up, and we're going to make sure everything is curled in the same direction. When we are doing glam waves, hair needs to curl in the same direction. What is that gonna help? That's gonna help the hair. When you brush it out, it's gonna collapse into itself. And I'm starting at the roots because I wanna create that body, that volume. And we're just gonna keep gently tapping that. Let's get the ends all the way in. And sometimes you're like, oh no, I got the ends all the way in, now it's let go. Just kind of hold it there. Hold it till it's nice and hot, and slowly drop it down. So I'm curling away from the face. And I'm gonna curl away from the face on both sides. And curling away from the face, what is that gonna do? That is gonna open up your beautiful face. When you curl towards the face, it's just that first curl, it's gonna really block off your face. Pro tip, you can grab that end, slide it down, and that helps make sure sometimes it doesn't fall out. We have all those layers and everything, and sometimes those layers will wanna come out, so sometimes you can help guide them in. And this is smaller sections, so make sure you keep an eye on it. Smaller sections will get hot faster. And once it's too hot to touch, it is too hot for your hair, and make sure that it is curling, okay? So now we're gonna come up with this guy right here. And this is this front one. We are going to make sure we give a little bit of body to it. So you can see I'm elevating it straight up. I'm not gonna have it down here like the others. So we're gonna come up like this. I'll take my curling iron, place the barrel back behind it, warm it up, and we're gonna start at the roots, and we're gonna work our way up. Now, I take the curling iron and I will heat up the hair before I clamp it, because that is going to help make sure it doesn't get one of those clamp marks. Clamp marks are the worst to deal with. So when you see me using the curling iron, I heat up every section right where I'm gonna put that curling iron. I'll heat it up right there. And let's just slowly, gently drop that. Oh yeah, okay. Now we're gonna come to the other side. We're gonna curl away from the face. So I know when I'm reaching for this very back section, right through here, grab my curling iron. We're gonna go in the same direction as we would if we were in the front, curling away. Now, what would happen if we curled everything like opposite directions? That's your beachy curls, okay? So that's gonna create those curls where it creates like a spring-like effect and they bounce off each other. We don't want that, we want glam. So curl them all the same way, you guys. And just feel, and then slowly drop down. We're gonna work our way and just keep grabbing that hair. The main keys, like I said, is making sure, see I'm pulling that hair, it's nice and flat, nothing's twisted, heat it up so you don't get a clamp mark. And we're making sure that we get that body and that movement at the root. And you can grab those ends to help with guiding. And we wanna make sure we get those ends in, yes. Because that is how you can change a look from being more polished to more rough and kind of like textured. Hold it. And once it's hot, tap, 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 and move down. Voila! You guys can see I have created the lower area. Now it's time to drop down the top sections. What are we gonna remember is we are gonna make sure we're curling everything in the same direction. And I'm doing a split down the back just like I did in the bottom section. And this time I'm gonna work what is easiest for me, and it's working from the front back. It's easier for me to grab the hair and work with it. Take my brush, smooth it down. You want that hair to be nice and smooth when you're working with it as well. And look at how I'm elevating. We're not gonna be down here. I wanna make sure I have some elevation. You do not need to be particular on the elevation, but we do need some elevation because we wanna have that lift and some body going on. Come through here and just keep clamping and walk the hair. Now look at this, my hair's gotten stuck. Pull it out, okay? My hair is really thick and can be hard to work with, so we're just gonna guide it back in and we're gonna work with it. Now I need to make sure I got those ends tossed over. I'm talking about guiding those ends. They're either gonna be your menace where you have to always watch them like mine, or you won't have an issue with them. Mine like to give me a hard time, so I have to hold them, because what will happen is they'll get stuck around the clamp of the curling iron. And that's what you guys just saw. Then you can't move your curling iron. Then you're just gonna be like literally pulling your hair out. And tap, 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 there we go. Hold those ends in. Feel that curling iron till it's too hot for you. And here's the clamp. We're gonna take our thumb, tap, 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 all the way down. And we're gonna work and we're gonna grab right behind it. This is a look, it's an option I give my clients. They're either my glam girl or my textured and beach wave girls. And when I do this behind the chair, when they see, get those ends slipped over, when they see that it does not take forever, they love it and they can duplicate it at home. And knowing that I can sit here and show you guys, this isn't taking, when I do like updos and we're doing glam for real for event, it takes much longer. We're setting, we're working it. But this is a great option to have, you know, those beautiful, just gorgeous waves, whether you're going to work or it's a day to the mall or just some time to yourself to look beautiful. And it's not gonna take you forever. And working with this curling iron makes my life so much easier. That long barrel, because when you work with a shorter barrel, it can sometimes be a struggle bus because you're trying to wind, unwind, and when you have that longer hair, you just are like, the last thing I want to do is try and do like some sort of glam wave on my hair because it gets stuck right there, just like you saw with my ends earlier. So working and using a longer barrel is going to be very nice and helpful to use. And we're going to touch it, feel it, and know the longer you have your curling iron on, it's going to be that perfect heat. So when you first start, you might end up having your curling iron on your hair longer, and that's why it's really important to sit there and feel each section. Warming up at that root area. We're gonna grab these ends because I know they're gonna give me a hard time. Guide it and just keep working it. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. I see those ends in the back on the camera. Get them in, there we go. And you guys can see, like I said, this is fast. And look at those curls, you can see them coming in. Feel this guy. Grab your thumb right here on the clamp. Tap, 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 tap. And we're gently, we are not pulling. We're letting it kind of come out on its own and curling. This, I believe, is the last section. And with it in the back of the head, it's really hard to see the back of our head, am I correct? So as long as we are able to see kind of what we're doing, heat it up and wrap it, I'm not worried about elevation through this back area. Just making sure that it's curled in the right direction. We get those ends in. That is gonna be key. With the elevation is really like right through here, you can see that lift I have. That's what I was going for. Now it's nice and warm. We're gonna tap here, tap, 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 tap. All right, we have finished with the curls. And that didn't take forever. It was super fast and easy. So next up, we are gonna spray my hair with the brushable hairspray. And like I said, this hairspray, I love it because you can really build on it. It's not gonna freeze the hair, so it's not gonna make it stiff. And what I love too is when you spray the hair, it's gonna help cool it. And we want the hair nice and cool before we brush through it, okay? Shake, shake, shake. And I'm gonna hold the hair out and just spray it And like I said, you guys, this hairspray is brushable. So it's not gonna get flaky and it's not gonna get nasty on me. For the brush out, boar bristle, because this is going to soften it. So another pro tip, we're gonna make sure when we come in with this brush, we're not just like brushing. Vertical, okay? We're gonna keep it vertical and we're gonna work from the bottom and we're going to brush and work our way up. Let's be gentle with it. Now, mind you, we're not going for those enhanced, like perfect. We're just wanting a very polished, beautiful curl, and that is what we're going for. So we're just gonna gently start to work through here, and I want these curls just to start to go into themselves. Oh, yes. You can see that shine coming in and that body. Oh my God, look at that shine, you guys. What? It's so pretty. It's so pretty. And just come through, hit those ends a little bit more. Oh yeah. Okay, getting too excited here. Or no, there's no such thing as too excited. Let's just keep working, keeping it on the vertical, coming up through here. I like to use my hand underneath just to kind of be gentle and soft with it. So now we have brushed out these curls and you can see that wave coming through. Oh, okay. So now we have one last step, okay? The next step is we're gonna use the finishing cream. The finishing cream, I have a lot of front breakage, so that is gonna help with making sure I lay down all those guys. And I'm gonna put a little bit in my hands and we're gonna emulsify and I'm gonna work it through and show you guys how to rep. All right, so you just need a little bit of the finishing cream. Put it through your hands and then we're just gonna gently just kind of lay down some of these guys. I have it in my hand, but I'm not like smushing it through. Taking it up on the 2 fingers and my thumb right here, and I'm using it to help refine this front breakage area that I have on myself. And then I know through my part up through here, I get all those flyaways, and then we're gonna emulsify. Can't see it on my hands anymore, and we're gonna run it through the ends. Ends get so dry and can look crispy, so working this through is gonna help prevent that. We're gonna come through. Oh, look at that. It's so pretty. So this is just a great everyday style that isn't gonna take forever, and it's more of that polished glam wave look for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it.